mix in. Evening, everybody. Hope I'm coming through loud and clear. Just had a quick panic because I went to go live and it kicked me out. So just testing. Just a few more to join by the look of it. Normal late reprobates. Yeah, Dave, I've got a cold beer. I've got some tribute tonight. Thought I'd go the whole hog, having on the start of going out of lockdown. So a glass of tribute, but it's freezing. I did put it in the freezer. You can see the ice on the outside. But alcohol doesn't freeze, so we're fine. We'll survive it, I'm sure. Just get myself organised, see what who we got left to come in. Prosecco. Wow. Lettuce in the freezer. Evening, Mick. Evening, Pauline. Looks like Scott. I'll give the others a couple of minutes still to join in. Where are we? Andy, Scott. Not sure whether Steve and Viv are in tonight, but doesn't matter. We'll have a good quiz as usual. Well, could be a bad quiz, don't know. But certainly been, evening Scott, evening. Yeah, certainly been a lovely day today. I did manage to get out for a little while to enjoy the sunshine. Unlike all you retired people who can get your sun loungers out and lays in the garden or what you're doing. Yeah, I didn't leave it in long enough to freeze, Dave. I just made it very cold. Now, if I stuck myself in the freezer, I probably wouldn't be too good either. Mug of tea. Whoa. Living it up. Hands on the tea. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, Stephen Viv. Just we'll give Andy a minute or two. Haven't heard from him. He normally sends a message if he can't make it. Just having said that, just checking to see if I've got any. As he says, because his phone's on silent. Oh, hang on, message. Andy. Hi Phil, any chance you could send a link to his email? She's not come through again. Oh no! Panic. Okay, peeps, give me a minute. I just need to send a link through to Andy. It doesn't appear to be, for some reason, soon not getting the link. Okay. All right, peace. Just a minute or two. They are on. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. I never use the link. Just search Churchdown quiz. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. He does. Just they are on. Okay. So if everybody's with us, then might as well get ourselves going. Yeah. There's plenty of ways of doing it. Obviously, subscribe and do whatever. Yeah. And then just click the live one. Yeah. Understand. So, but it's just easier sometimes for people just to hit the link and on it comes. But anyway, um, so if they're on, then hopefully we'll get going. They can soon catch up. 8:10. So just so yeah. There's another quiz that subscribed to. I think it's Nick's quiz on Sunday. It was his 102nd. So I don't know how he does it. He does 2 a week, and he just does it straight off of YouTube. Okay, well, we'll get started. Hopefully, if they're on, although they haven't said hello, I guess they can soon catch up. Just sent the link again. Right, okay, let's get going. Question number 1. What does the K stand for in J.K. Rowling? So question 1, what does the K stand for in J.K. Rowling or Rowling? Question number 2. Which 90s TV series had the slogan, "The truth is out there"? Which 90s TV series had the slogan, "The truth is out there"? Question number 3. Here's one, they don't do them anymore, but in which decade were luncheon vouchers introduced in the UK? In which decade were luncheon vouchers introduced in the UK? Question number 4. In architecture, what is a lancet? So in architecture, what is a lancet? Lancet. Question number 5. A little bit of maths for you. What is 12.5% of 8? So question 5, what is 12.5% of 8? Question number 6. What regal name is the capital of the Seychelles and British Columbia in Canada, and is an Australian state? So what regal name, or even regnal name, I suppose, is capital of the Seychelles and British Columbia in Canada, and is an Australian state? Question number 7. Which act was originally lined up to headline the first Glastonbury Festival in 1970? Was it the Kinks, the Animals, or Manfred Mann? So question number 7. Which act was originally lined up to headline the first Glastonbury Festival in 1970? Was it the Kinks, the Animals, or Manfred Mann? Question number 8. Who was British Prime Minister at the time of the Suez Crisis in 1956? Who was British Prime Minister at the time of the Suez Crisis in 1956? Question number 9. Which Paralympic sport is also known as murder ball? Which Paralympic sport is also known as murder ball? And finally, question number 10 in this round. According to the old saying, where does charity begin? So, according to the old saying, where does charity begin? So there we go, recap time. So question 1, what does the K stand for in J.K. Rowling? 2, which 90s TV series had the slogan, "The truth is out there"? 3, in which decade were luncheon vouchers introduced in the UK? 4, in architecture, what is a lancet? 5, what is 12.5% of 8? 6, what regal name is the capital of Seychelles and British Columbia in Canada, and is also an Australian state? Which act was originally lined up to headline the first Glastonbury Festival in 1970? Was it the Kinks, the Animals, or Manfred Mann? Who was British Prime Minister at the time of the Suez Crisis in 1956? That was question 8. Which Paralympic sport is also known as murder ball? And 10, according to the old saying, where does charity begin? As usual, tonight we have my lovely wife doing the scores for you, so ping them through once we get the answers. I'm sure it'd be another close quiz. It's been pretty close every week, so let's see how we go tonight. Right, okie dokie. Let's have some answers to round number 1. So, okay, so question 1, what does the K stand for in J.K. Rowling? It's Kathleen. The TV series had the slogan, "The truth is out there," was the X-Files. Luncheon vouchers were reduced in the UK in 1950s, in 1955 in fact. In architecture, a lancet is a window. 12.5% of 8 is 1. 12.5% being an eighth, of course. The regal name of the capital of Seychelles, etc., is Victoria. The Kinks were originally set up to headline. They never took part, and they were replaced by T-Rex. But the answer to this question was the Kinks. They were the original headline act for the first one. Anthony Eden was Prime Minister at the Suez Crisis. Wheelchair rugby is murder ball. I suppose if you're in it, it probably seems like it. And The old saying, where does charity begin? Charity begins at home. Normal rules. I'm always right, you're always wrong, unless you're right. And that applies to round 3, which is not pictures this week. Just thought I'd let you know, as ever. Now, you can have me for this round. No picture. Assume all the scores are pinging through and busily writing at the other on the other side. So let's have a quick look, see what's happening. Yay, 7s, 8, brilliant. That's what we like to see. It means I've got it right ish. 7s and 8s, 9s, 10s, good. But yeah. Okay then, let's move on to round number 2. Question number 1. Who was the Roman god of the sea? Question number 1. Who was the Roman god of the sea? Question number 2, a roaring success, but question number 2. Consignia was the short-lived name of which organisation between 2001 and 2002? So question number 2, Consignia was the short-lived name of which organisation between 2001 and 2002? Question number 3. In TV, which playwright wrote the drama Boys from the Black Stuff? So in TV, which playwright wrote the drama Boys from the Black Stuff? Question number 4. Which British supermodel featured in the Calvin Klein CK1 campaign, advertising campaign? So which British supermodel featured in the Calvin Klein CK1 campaign? Don't know too many supermodels, but you can have a good guess. Question number 5. I'm not sure she'll ask this question really, because I'll probably get done by the YouTube police. But question 5. Who sang about fat bottom girls in 1978? So question 5. Who sang about fat bottom girls in 1978? Big group. Question number 6. How is decompression sickness more commonly known? Question 6. How is decompression sickness more commonly known? Question number 7. Another decade one. In which decade was Sydney Harbour Bridge opened? So in which decade was the Sydney Harbour Bridge opened? Question number 8. Which French logo features a double chevron? Which French logo features a double chevron? Question number 9. What event took place in Britain the day after Everest was conquered? So question number 9, what event took place in Britain the day after Everest was conquered? And finally, question 10 in this round. What is the minimum age you may legally purchase fireworks in England? So question 10, what is the minimum age that you may legally purchase fireworks in England? So here we go, recap time. So question 1, who was the Roman god of the sea? 2, consignia was the short-lived name of which organisation between 2001 and 2002? Which TV playwright wrote the drama Boys from the Black Stuff? 4, which British supermodel featured in the Calvin Klein CK1 campaign? 5, who sang about fat bottom girls in 1978? 6, how is decompression sickness more commonly known? 7, in which decade was Sydney Harbour Bridge opened? 8, which French logo features a double chevron? 9, what event took place in Britain the day after Everest was conquered? And finally, what's the minimum age you can legally purchase fireworks in England? Give you a little bit of time and nice. Just yeah. Quiet on the. It's all quiet on the live chat front tonight. Everybody must be suntanned out, tired from all that sun that we've been getting. Whatever. Okay, let's go back. Right, answer time on this one. And number 2. Where are we? There we are. So, okay, Roman god of the sea is Neptune. Consignia was the short-lived name to the post office. They tried to rebrand themselves, failed miserably. Alan Bleasdale wrote Boys from the Black Stuff. Kate Moss was the supermodel featured in the Calvin Klein CK1 campaign. Queen sang about fat bottom girls in 1978. Decompression sickness is better known as the bends. The old divers get it if they come up a bit quick. Which decade Sydney Harbour Bridge opened? Well, it's opened 1932, so the 1930s. The French logo, there's a double chevron, is a citron. Coronation of QE2, not the launch of QE2, but the coronation of Queen Elizabeth II. Took place the day after Everest was conquered, and you have to be 16 to legally purchase fireworks in the UK. Okay, back on again. So on the trawl through the internet, I found something else on the internet. Hopefully it's not too difficult and might not take you too long. I'll put it up. But it's self-explanatory. It's all to do with food, meals. What it is, give you some letters and some numbers. There is an example at the top of the page, so I give you a clue. But basically, it gives you a letter, a number, and that number represents to the number of letters in that word. It is self-explanatory when you see the answer. I'll put them up on the screen. Might need 10 minutes to do these. If you come up with any answers other than the ones I've got, just saying you're wrong. So here we go. Let's put some pictures up. And here we go. So name the meals. So at the top of the page there's an example. S5K6P3 would be steak and kidney pie. So there are 12 there for you to do. So the first one is F4 and C5. Now you may come up with some alternatives, I'm sure. These are all fairly standard type mills, and hopefully they won't be too taxing. But as I say, if you come up with anything other than the answers, you're wrong. There are a couple of um, desserts in there as opposed to main meals, but I think most of it you can get. As in all of these, the best bet is to quickly go down, do the ones you know, and then go back and have a think about the others. I'll give you a few minutes and I will come back to you. I will go silent. Yeah, you can't see me, but you can hear me, hopefully. Yeah, I didn't think this was too difficult. There were 25 originally, but I've cut it down to 12. Maybe I should have left a couple of the more difficult ones in, but I think it's just something for you to do. Gives me a bit of a break, and just gives you something to look at a little bit different, think a bit differently. Yeah, Bernie, Julian, and yeah. Okay then, no point in going on any longer. Let's do the answers and then we can move on to the quiz. So here we go then. There's your answers up on the screen. So 1 was fish and chips, 2 was roast beef and Yorkshire pudding, 3 was Welsh rarebit, 4 baked beans on toast, 5 was spaghetti bolognese, if I spelt it right. Probably haven't, but there you go. 6 coq au vin, 7 bangers and mash, 8 spotted dick and custard, 9 shepherd's pie, 10 bacon and eggs, 11 toad in the hole, and 12 jam roly-poly. And no, you can't have a connection for 2 points for it all being food. Before anybody asks. So, yeah, do something different next week if we can. Might have a bit more time to think about it as we've got Easter coming up. What I don't know what people have got planned, if anything. At least you can meet people now. And not we're accounting, but less than 2 weeks for the pubs to open outside. And it's been busy, so I guess all the everything's being pinged through. So you're gonna get me back on the screen. Here we go. Yeah, so Easter's on its way. Easter egg hunt, lots of chocolate. All the ladies are happy. Loads of chocolate Easter eggs. Assuming someone remembers to buy them for them. If not, they're just buying themselves, I'm sure. It's chocolate. Chocolate and wine. It's the chocolate and wine feast. Something like that. Okay, let's get on then. Round number 4 tonight. Question number 1. What animal is the official symbol of the Worldwide Fund for Nature? What animal is the official symbol of the Worldwide Fund for Nature? We had WWF in the last quiz, I think. Andy's birthday is Sunday. Happy birthday on Sunday. Are you going somewhere religious for your birthday? No, you can't go to the pub. No, sorry. It's the only bit of religion I know. I'm sorry. Question number 2. Which 1989 film features the characters Sally Albright and Harry Burns? What 1989 film features the characters Sally Albright and Harry Burns? Question number 3. What was Lance Corporal Jones' civilian job in Dad's Army? What was Lance Corporal Jones' civilian job in Dad's Army? Mr. Mannering, they don't like it up 'em. Something like that. Question number 4. Either you know it or you don't, I think, on this one. Like all quiz questions. Question 4. Who were Thunderbirds, Tracy brothers Scott, Virgil, Alan, Gordon, and John named after? Who were the Thunderbird Tracy brothers Scott, Virgil, Alan, Gordon, and John named after? If you don't know, you can have a guess, like all quiz questions. Question number 5. Barry, Morris and Robin form which group? Barry, Morris and Robin formed which group? Pop group, that is. Question number 6. Why were Gold Rush prospectors called 49ers? Why were Gold Rush prospectors called 49ers? Question number 7. What is the popular name for the Indian film industry? Question 7. What is the popular name for the Indian film industry? Question number 8. Which sport is featured in the NATO phonetic alphabet? So this is where you start going through the NATO phonetic alphabet and then you stop at a certain point. So which sport is featured in the NATO phonetic alphabet? Question number 9. How many wings does a butterfly have? Question 9. How many wings does a butterfly have? Question number 10. Cat's eyes were first introduced onto British roads in which decade? I had a few decade questions, this one. It's a bit more straightforward than asking you for a year, so I put them into decades. So cat's eyes were first introduced onto British roads in which decade? Okay. So here we go then. Recap time. What animal is the official symbol of the Worldwide Fund for Nature? Question 2. Which 1989 film features the characters Sally Albright and Harry Burns? 3. What was Lance Corporal Jones? Well, that's the first civilian, his only civilian job as far as I know, in Dad's Army. 4. Who were Thunderbirds Tracy brothers Scott, Virgil, Alan, Gordon and John named after? 5. Barry, Morris and Robin formed which pop group? 6. Why were Gold Rush prospectors called 49ers? Start that again. Why were Gold Rush prospectors called 49ers? Still can't say it. 7. What is the popular name for the Indian film industry? 8. Which sport is featured in the NATO phonetic alphabet? 9. How many wings does a butterfly have? And 10. Cat's eyes were first introduced on British roads in which decade?
Nine, 10, 11.
Oh, right, okay.
Jill, Chris,
Yeah.
Scott, Strawberry Banana.
Right, here we go then. So as you see, I just flashed up the answers to the previous round. It's quite easy for me to do that, so I'm in control. So, okay, let's go answers for round 3 then. The official symbol of the World Wide Fund for Nature is the giant panda. The 1989 film, the characters Sally Albright and Harry Burns, it was When Harry Met Sally. Lance Corporal Jones was a butcher. The Thunderbird Tracy brothers were named after the first 5 USA astronauts. 5, Barry, Morris and Robin were the Bee Gees. The 49s, because the gold rush took place in 1849, so the gold rush prospectors were called 49ers. Bollywood is the Indian film industry. Golf is the sport featured in the NATO phonetic alphabet. Butterfly has 4 wings. And cat's eyes were introduced in the 1930s, 1934 to be precise. By Harry somebody or other. Harry Shaw, was it, I think? The name escapes, yeah, Harry Shaw. Leave those on there before we do the final assault on the last round tonight. And I've got to go upstairs because I didn't bring the questions down. Is that me? Yeah, just to let you know, I just pulled the hand screen off as I got up on the basis I forgot to bring the last round questions down. Right. Okay. Put me back. All right then. Last round tonight. All the questions are to do with around Britain. And number 10 gives you a little bit of thought about the first 9 questions. Just to put you in the picture. So, okay. Question number 1. The huge changes to industry which took place between 1750 and 1850 are usually referred to as what? What was that period called? It was 2 words, but the huge changes to industry which took place between 1750 and 1850 are usually referred to as what? An event for that period of time. Question number 2. Which stately home houses one of Europe's finest art collection and has been home to the Duke and Duchess of Devonshire since 1549? Which stately home houses one of Europe's finest art collections and has been home to the Duke and Duchess of Devonshire since 1549? Question number 3. The Suffolk Punch is a breed of which animal? The Suffolk Punch is a breed of which animal? Question number 4. Which is further north, Leeds, Liverpool or Manchester? Question 4. Which is further north, Leeds, Liverpool or Manchester? Question number 5. Stansted Mount Fitchet is an English village in which county? There is a clue there. Stansted Mount Fitchett is an English village in which county? Question number 6. In which county is Belvoir Castle? And there's a hint now, it's also the family seat of the Duke of Rutland. But of course it's not Rutland. So in which county is Belvoir Castle? It's also the family seat of the Duke of Rutland. Question number 7. Which river does Chester stand on? Which river does Chester stand on? Question number 8. Which is the UK's most northerly city? Which is the UK's most northerly city? Question number 9. From which Welsh port would you sail to Rosslare in Ireland? From which Welsh port would you sail to Rosslare in Ireland? Question 10. If you take the first letter of each answer, you will find an English city. It's in anagram form, so I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to do it. I'm going to put the questions up on the screen, recap them so you can have a little bit longer, get me off the screen. But so take the first letter of each answer to find English city. So that'll give you a chance to maybe change 1 or 2 answers if you need to. So here you go. The use changes, and just take the first letter because there's 2 words in the first answer, but just the first letter of each one. The huge changes to industry took place between 1750 and 1850, usually referred to as what? Which stately home houses one of the finest art collection and has been the home to Duke and Duchess of Devonshire since 1549? The Suffolk Punch is a breed of which animal? Which is further north, Leeds, Liverpool and Manchester? 5. Stansted Mount Fitchett is an English village in which county? Should be fairly straightforward, that one, hopefully. In which county is Belvoir Castle? It's also the family seat of the Duke of Rutland. 7. Which river does Chester stand on? 8. Which is UK's most northerly city? And 9. From which Welsh port would you sail to Rosslare in Ireland? Finally, take the first letter of each answer to find an English city. So you need it's an anagram form. So I'll give you a couple of minutes to do that. It's obviously a 9-letter city, as you have 9 answers. So I'll leave those, let you ponder over that one for a minute before we go through the answers, just in case you've got 1 or 2 that you might want to change. Meanwhile, I'll drink some tribute. All right, we'll hopefully you would have worked all those out and done them. So here we go then. Answers to the last round for tonight. So okay, so the changes in industry between 1750 and 1850 was known as the Industrial Revolution. I didn't put the county in, but it was the stately home, the Duke and Duchess of Devonshire, are actually Chatsworth House. I know quite a few of you have been there, so you're very learned people. The Suffolk Punch is a breed of which animal is a horse. Leeds is the furthest north out of those 3. Standard Mount Fitchett is in Essex. It's also the location of Stansted Airport. Obviously, a bit of a clue there. Belvoir Castle is in Leicestershire. Chester stands on the River Dee. UK's most northerly city is Inverness, and you would sail from Fishguard if you want to go to Rosslare. Rearrange those first letters, and you should get Lichfield. If I've got it wrong, you'll tell me, but I hope not. It was a made-up round for you to ponder over. Hopefully not prove too bad. And pinging away. So there we go. I'm back on the screen, leaning on my elbows as usual. Hopefully we've had another good evening. Oh, now then, the cat has obviously not adjusted to the hours time difference, because he normally comes in at 8 o'clock to sit on the computer. Tonight it's 9 o'clock, so he's an hour late. Nobody told him that the clock's changed at the weekend. But he'll come and try and jump on the computer because it's warm, as cats do. No, maybe he's just looking for food. He's gone wandering off. That's good news. Anyway, Anne's doing a wonderful scoring. Hope you've had some fun again tonight. If you haven't, then I suggest that you tune into another channel next Tuesday. Hopefully it's not too long now before we can start to get together. Yeah, maybe an outdoor pub quiz somewhere. That could be fun. Like organising an outdoor pub quiz for a Tuesday and the heavens open. No, but good to see everybody joining in and having time. Oh no, I've gone again. Sorry, I just gone back onto my live streaming and it's gone off.
You okay?
Yeah, it's all right, my screen's gone. So I have to technology it's called. Yeah. I know it's yeah, we'll be here next week, another few weeks. The plan at the moment is to, as I say, go to the end of April and then we'll take stock on what's happening and etc. But it's only another 4 weeks, is it? 4 weeks? Don't know how many weeks there are in April. Never could tell whether it's a 4 or 5 week month. So yeah, so scores are nearly there. The scores on the doors, as they say. But all I can say is cheers everybody and happy Easter. Whatever you may be doing on. How are we doing? Yeah, nearly there. So looks like I've been in the sun today. No, I think I've turned the colour up on the screen. I've actually been working at home. I think it's the booze, Bernie. The fact is, I have 1 point. I go bright red, and I can't slur my words and can't talk properly. Yeah, I could see it the other day, Dave. While you're still on, hopefully you're still on. Must try and arrange a game of golf or something at some stage. Now we can, and the evenings are a bit lighter. But I'll speak to you about that one. See if we can. So, right, here we go then. Here we have the scores on the doors. He says, look, just to prove it. We have the scores on the doors. Right, so. Good. We have in ninth place, just as important as everybody else, as they always say in these things, is Jill with 34 points. And then in 8th place with 41 points, we had Linda. And then we had, with 42 points, we had Chris, Scott, and Andy. Then with 43 points, we had Bernie. With 44 points, we had Jules. And tonight, the joint winners with 45 points were Mick and Dave. Well done, everybody. Thanks very much. My name's been Bamber Gascoigne. Believe that? You believe anything? Have a good Easter. Have a good week. And I will see you, as usual, next Tuesday. Stay safe, everybody. And look after yourselves. Speak to you all soon. Bye. And it's bye from Anne as well. Well done, Mick. Well done, Dave. Well done, everybody. Okay, Scott. Yeah, I'll be in touch. I'm just trying to. It's just a case of booking things and stuff like that. So it's just a case of booking times. Everything has to be booked these days. So it's just a case of. I did notice the local golf course. Everybody was out, so I assume that they're booked. But I think Mike's been out to play. So I don't know. I think I'd have to get all the cobwebs off my golf clubs if I can find them. Anyway, good night, everybody. Take care. And I'll see you soon. Time to end the stream.